Hi, welcome back. Today I want to talk about a metronome pyramid, okay? Or metronome marking, okay? Uh, I really hate that glare in the window because it kind of, blocks out what I wrote here. All right, so why is a metronome pyramid so important? Well, because uh, we have a problem, or at least a majority of drummers, you know, playing slow is way more difficult than playing fast, okay? Because it's a form of resistance, okay? So, what I like to do in my practice, okay, I usually have some kind of metronome pyramid to kind of break up the monotony of playing a beat or something other than that really slow. Now, it is better to play something slower than to play it fast. Why? Because if it doesn't sound good slow, it's not going to sound good fast or at regular speed. You really don't know what something really sounds like. You can't really break it down until you've literally brought it down to a slow speed like 40 BPMs, 40 beats per minute. So here's what I've done in my practice routines, and I give these to my students. I'll start with 40. Okay, I'll give that a couple minutes, and then I'll bump my metronome up to 50. So I jump 10. Okay, and then I'll go up to 60. Right, so these are in tens. You can do them in 5 or 10s. Okay, I just go up to 60. Right, and then around 60 or 70, I'm starting to hear what the beat really sounds like. Okay. So that's a big deal. I'll do that, 70, right? And then I'll go to 80, okay? 80 sounds pretty good, right? I'm rocking and rolling at 80. And then 90, that's when it starts to, starts to feel really good. I'm back to what my main internal clock is, 90, 100, 110, or so on, whatever your internal clock is, okay? Because we're all used to playing at a specific speed. Okay, so every drummer is different. All right, so around 80 or 90, I'm starting to hear what it really sounds like. Like I'm really kicking at this point. I'll go up to 100, and some of the backbeat stuff. 100's pretty comfortable. 100's pretty comfortable. If I'm doing really syncopated rhythms, it starts to get a little dicey depending on what it is. So that's why some things sound better a little slower, and some things sound better faster, depending on what it is. So a metronome will tell you exactly where you're at. And what's going on a habitual level is really, really important, because you are teaching your body how to play at a specific speed. So that's why I like these pyramids, because I'm teaching my body how to fall in line with something it might not be used to. And that's a big deal, because, when you're not used to something, that means you gotta practice it. And to me, that's practice. Whether it's maintenance practice or something you've never done before. All right, if I'm always gonna find stuff that doesn't feel comfortable or my body is resistant to, well, that means you really got to work at it, and that's a big deal. So I would say start putting this in your practice routine, and it'll really help you. Whatever you're doing, whether it's a rock thing or a jazz thing or a syncopation thing, or whatever you want. I mean, sky's the limit. So with my Afro-Cuban stuff, sometimes I'll go up to 180, 200, because of the fast quarter note, right? So that usually works well with the Afro-Cuban stuff, because it's a fast quarter note, right? So it gives the idea that it's like, regular eighth notes, but it's really fast quarter notes, okay? So, because most Afro-Cuban music is in the quarter note and eighth note framework or structure. So yes, metronome pyramids are important. if you're not used to it, here's what I would do, all right? Start at 40 beats per minute for 1 minute total, okay? If you're new at this, okay, give yourself some time to adjust, okay? And then after 1 minute, speed it up, do another minute, okay? So we put, oh, come on now. All right, another minute. I don't know, you can't see this because my marker's running out. All right, and then after a minute, bump yourself up to 60. Do another minute. And then up to 70 and so on. So you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You've done 7 minutes total of metronome practice, and most people can't focus on one thing, at least today. Most people can't focus on 7 minutes total on one thing. But believe it or not, this will get you some serious results. You know, whether you're doing a rudiments or, you know, whatever it is. Okay? Metronome markings are extremely important. And if you're not practicing with a metronome, I'd say start. And, you know, bring this to your tutor or teacher, whoever you're working with. If you're not working with a teacher or tutor, I highly recommend that you do, because they're gonna show you things that you might not have been aware of before. And that's great, because we're all looking to grow when it comes to our instrument or our craft. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, hit me up on email or phone or Skype. Just let me know that you're gonna hit me up. Okay, so see you next time.